Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. It's Friday, January the 21st. It's our college basketball free pick edition for Saturday games, and that would be for 1/22, January 22nd. And as always, every Friday during college basketball season through March, I'm going to be joined by that handsome gentleman on the other side of me, Mr. Chip Chirimbus of theaplay.com. How are you, Chip?
I'm doing just wonderful, and I hope to do better this week than I did last week with a 10-point favorite that lost outright. I mean, that was brutal what Clemson did last week against Boston College. But I'll see if I can come up with something better this week. Running real well in the NBA, Ross, right now, 22-7 in the last 11 days. So I'm really happy with what's going on there. 2-1 last night, and more of the same today. And, of course, college basketball, which is it's just so exciting at this time of the year because the conference play is going, and we have some little history once in a while when teams have already played each other to do second matchups. There's something to go on, and I have one of those, and so do you, I believe, today. And as far as that goes.
Yeah, and you could find Chip also at chipwins.com, which is a much easier URL to remember. And you could find me at rbwins.com, folks. 5-1 with my last 6 in college basketball. My college basketball 10-star top plays. The record is, I will hold on one second with me here. The record in college basketball 10-star top plays, 85-58, the last 143. That dates back to 2018, folks. And over that time, my dime players have made well over $21,000. My NFL 10-star top plays, 7-2 the last 9, 9-3 the last 12, including 2-0 last weekend with the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers outright as an underdog. And, I'll have a 10-star top play on Saturday and Sunday in the NFL as well. All right, so enough about that. Let's get to the college basketball free picks for Saturday the 22nd. We're going to start with Mr. Chirimbus.
Thank you, Russ. As soon as I saw the number come out, I was virtually on the phone with you. This game hit me right away. The opener, I thought, was shallow, and it's gone up, I think, 1.5 since I saw it. I saw it open 3.5. I now see Baylor 5 at Oklahoma. Now, the Sooners have lost 3 in a row, and 4 of the last 5. But who have they lost to? They lost to Kansas. They lost to Texas. And, they lost to Baylor by 8 points as a 12-point underdog about 2 weeks ago, maybe it was. And now the Sooners are hurting for a win. And I'm telling you, sometimes they just covered for us against Kansas, though they got beat. I know you had them and I had them as winners that day. And now they're scrapping for a win. And I love these kind of teams, Ross, these type of teams that are, say, like underachievers that have to are still like reaching for that ring. And I think that's them. Baylor, they know they just have to be able to stay healthy to the playoffs. A great basketball team. They're 4-0 on the road, by the way. And yet they have 2 losses. They had a little mini losing streak, rebounding with a big win against West Virginia. But the Sooners are 8-2 straight up at home. I think we'll get plenty of value here. And I'm going to take Oklahoma at home over Baylor.
And I could tell you, folks, Oklahoma, by the way, is currently +5. So you're going to get 5 points if you get that in right now. I could tell you off the top of my head that usually I'll check with Chip and say, which free pick are you going to use today? Because I don't want to step on your toes. I said, today I said, I'm not going to call him today. There's 107 games on the board. What's the chance of us having the same game? Sure enough, I had Oklahoma written down +5 for a free pick for you guys. So we both like Oklahoma, but I'm going to give you another one. Don't worry about it. We're not going to use excuses here. We've been red hot on these videos over the last 2 weeks on this channel, folks. Keep an eye on them. And we're going to go 2-0 today because I'm going to take a look at the Florida State and Miami of Florida game. That game tips off at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Miami right now is a 2.5-point home favorite. I really like this Miami team. Boy, oh boy. They're right near the top or at the top of the ACC standings right now. Their only loss in ACC play came to these very same Florida State Seminoles that they'll be facing on Saturday. And that was just a 1-point road loss. As a matter of fact, they've won 10 of their last 11, and their only defeat, you guessed it, against Florida State by 1 on the road. So this is a team playing outstanding basketball right now. Florida State on a 5-game win streak of their own. This is a team that's very young, and Leonard Hamilton has groomed them real nice, and they're feeling good about themselves right now, Chip, as they're on a 5-game win streak. Miami, by the way, their last game at home, they blew out North Carolina by 28. I'm not going to call for that large of a margin, but I think that Miami comes up huge here and exposes Florida State's inexperience and comes away with a decisive home win in this matchup. I like the Miami, Florida Hurricanes -2.5 against Florida State. And Chipper, he is on Oklahoma +5 over Baylor. I'll tell you one thing with that Oklahoma Baylor game, Chip. Oklahoma to me is a much better record than their 12-6 mark shows. Yeah. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, Baylor, they got off to a great start. I don't think they're as good as that their 15-2 record indicates, but we'll see, because they're going to face some monumental games here, massive games, I should say, in Big 12 action. Any final thoughts before we leave, Chip?
Well, I'm having my NFL division game of the year on Sunday as well. The big games this year in college football, game of the year calls were 9-0 and ended up with, of course, the big game, Georgia over Alabama. So I have my first one in the pros in quite a while right now, and it's going to be a big division winner on Sunday. That's an NFL divisional round game of the year. Let me clarify, not a division winner, NFL divisional round game of the year for Mr. Chip Chirimbus. And he's been a big time handicapper for a long time, folks. And you know what I like to say, big time games are for big time handicappers. Folks, I've had 3 top 4 finishes in the NFL playoffs nationally, as documented by Sports Capping since 2011. 3-3 last week. Left a lot to be desired, but this week in the divisional round, I plan on a 4-0 or 5-0 sweep. Haven't decided yet on my Saturday action. I'm going to be posting that quite late tonight, and 2 Sunday plays will be up for sale right now. 10-star top play in the Bills-Chiefs game, a 5-star winner in the Tampa Bay and the Rams game, and then, of course, I'll have 2 winning plays, including a 10-star top play in the Saturday action. Until the next time, for Chip Chirimbus, I'm Ross Benjamin. We'd like to both wish each and every one of you all the very best of luck, good luck, and God bless.